Chasing that money, living for the thrill, aiming for the top, gotta make a kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. He'll see podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. What in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay. Chasing that money, living for the thrill, aiming for the top, gotta make a kill. Street smart, no room for the weak. Cross us once, you'll feel the heat. Taking what we want, we don't ask for permission. Running with the wolves, a dangerous coalition. Living on the edge, no time for hesitation. He'll see podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain. What in this city, ain't nobody in the way. We're the kings of the night, here to stay.
Viewer discretion time.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, Heel Faction? Welcome back to Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. I'm Dark Cordz, that's Draven Grimes, and it's Tuesday, so with us as always is...
The definition!
Edgar from the Snug Wrestling Podcast. All right, so we got a lot of good shit tonight. We're gonna test some of the Mania matches. We're gonna talk about the new Paul Heyman faction for sure.
Yeah.
And we got something about some shitty Facebook marks that we'll get to in a minute. But we'll get to it right after this.
Cool. Living fast, we ain't slowing down. Always ready to turn heads around. Heel shit podcast, where the bad boys reign, never following the norm, always causing pain.
What's happening, fellas? How you doing, Edgar? How was your trip? Our correspondent from WrestleMania.
Hello. It was amazing, man. I'm glad to be back. I'm still recovering, physically,
Dude, you were
mentally, and financially, but it was amazing, dude. It was worth it, man. Every I loved everything, man. It was a full experience. Did the whole WrestleMania experience. Went all out.
Dope. So, what
It
other
was
shows
amazing.
did you go besides WrestleMania?
WrestleCon, and then I had access to the kickoff party with Cody Rhodes and a bunch of other wrestlers. And I went to the Undertaker show.
How was that?
It was good. It was fun. It was funny. It was mostly him just telling stories while taking shots of whiskey. Michelle McCool was there. It was a really good time. The only thing was that he was kind of late, and after a whole day of WrestleMania, I was kind of tired. But other than that, it was amazing.
Awesome.
Cool.
Very good.
How much Jack Daniels was ingested at that show?
I only saw like half a bottle because after that we left. I was like tired. We didn't even stay for the whole thing.
Damn.
But I heard that a lot of Jack Daniels gets put down during the Undertaker shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can, and also too, like listening to him talk, I kind of felt like I was listening to Draven talk sometimes. Because you guys have like your sense of humor is like it's kind of similar. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's not the first
Well,
time
that
I've heard
was
this one.
Yes, indeed.
All right. What are we talking about tonight, guys?
I don't know. What you got first?
I think we should start with the with the Facebook wrestling marks just to get things warmed up, get us a little warmed up. So there's this guy that pops up on my Facebook page a lot. I'm not gonna say his real name. I'm just gonna call him.
We'll call him Paint Chip.
We'll call him M Groins. How about
Groins.
that? We'll call him M Groins. And this guy is like the worst of the worst when it comes to wrestling fans. Like all his posts are pretty much clickbaits, but I really think that he's serious about some of the shit that he posts. And you guys seen some of his posts. So before we get into that, what is your opinion on this guy?
Well, I
M.
think we should
Groins?
give the crowd one example. Like, read something he said.
All right, so his posts are pretty long, but here I'm gonna read a short one here just to give people an idea of what he says. All right, so here's one from April 15th, and it says, all these WWE fans pretending like this WrestleMania is going to be an all-timer when it's literally the worst card they've ever had. With literally the worst build-up in history is crazy. Go ahead and have your week eat drones, because after Sunday, the road to AEW All In begins, and we get to look forward to a real history-making event. Now that was just one of the shorter posts, not the worst one, but just a short post, just to give people an idea.
I've seen some horrible shit that he. What was the one that started the whole paint chip revolution?
For me, I'm trying to find it. I actually pulled up all of his fucking posts. Unfortunately, I'm having to go through these. Where'd it go? This one.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 4 days ago. The picture that he quote unquote made is a picture of Trump, Hogan, and Punk. And it has Punk like dressed to the nine and fucking MAGA shit. Exactly. And it says, and I quote, breaking news, mega liberal and fragile little snowflake, Phil Brooks, has finally realized that he works for the most MAGA company on the planet Earth the day before he set the headline night one of their buy one, get one free extravaganza known as WrestleMania. 4 laughy faces. Now, will this well-known hypocrite finally take a stand for what he believes is right and no-show the event and protest, or will he go out there and be a good little lapdog and collect his check from his Trump-humping loving bosses?
Yeah, first of all, Punk is not conservative. He's at all. He's very, very inclusive, very progressive. But besides that, why can't he just have a job and wrestle? Why has it got to be all that? Why has it got to be all, He's now sucking Trump's dick and all this shit. Like, let the man just work. I don't get it. And people like this, man, they're the reason why the IWC gets such a bad rap. I mean, I'm very vocal about how much I love the AEW product. I love the AEW product.
Not to this point.
But dude is delusional. Like, we've complained about the build, that's fine, but it was still a spectacle. It was still, you know, a great time to watch. I don't understand why people can't just watch what they like and fucking just live.
I feel you getting Cordsy.
I'm trying not to.
I feel it. This was his I guess his stance on basically all of WrestleMania weekend. Remember the promo that Hangman did with the house burning behind him? He's sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that picture. On front of Hangman is the AEW logo. And on the house, it has WrestleMania, SmackDown, Raw, NXT, Hall of Fame, like all the WWE stuff from that week. And I quote, "Oh my God, E-drones are forever in the mud after that absolutely dreadful WrestleMania. Actually, the entire weekend amounted to literally nothing compared to even a single episode of Dynamite. And now that the distraction is over, the wrestling world can finally focus on what's really important, selling out All In Texas. WWE is cooked, and as always, thank God for Tony Khan and AEW."
Yeah, he's fucking delusional. I mean, I think that they're going to sell out in Texas. They've already sold like 60,000 tickets for the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. It's going to be a great show. I know it's going to be a great show already.
Mm-hmm.
But WWE puts on grand spectacles. Like, it's two different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go to an AEW show to see wrestling from beginning to end, a stacked card, you know, action-packed all the way through. And then when you go to a WWE pay-per-view, especially WrestleMania, they put on the best spectacle in the industry. I mean, everything's lights and production and
But is it
still great wrestling, but it's much more of a production, and they've made their niche.
But let me ask you this, at least for this. Did it feel like they kind of toned that down a little bit this year?
Everything felt a little muted.
A little toned down, but the wrestling, like just the way it flowed, felt a lot better.
Yes, the flow of the show was outstanding. I don't know why it seemed a little discombobulated.
Not one bit, for sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and just finish off this 10 minutes of fame for this cockwasher, this twat waffle, this fuck trophy, whatever else you want me to say before I go and cut a promo on this son of a bitch.
What do you think about this, Edgar?
I mean, he's everything that's wrong with, you know, the IWC today. Like, I don't know, like, if he's just doing it just to get attention or, you know, get clickbaits or just to piss people off, or maybe he really is just delusional and he believes every word he's saying. But it's just like the same reason, like, you hear people go on the internet and say, hey, we should just, you know, end all this tribalism stuff. And like, I mean, it's cool to point out what you don't like about one company, but I mean, everything is subjective, but let's be fair about it. Let's not just be like, WWE is so much worse or AEW is so much worse. I don't know. It's just
they're different. They're intentionally different programming, and they're both great at what they do. I don't understand why you can't just, like, if you don't like AEW, that's awesome. Yeah. Fine. Do your thing with the Fed. I'm fine with that. But I mean, why the hate?
And I feel like at this point, it's been 5 years of this shit, and it's getting old.
Very.
It's like, come on, what are we doing now? Like, have we not learned that this is not going to get us anywhere? But some people get a kick out of it. I mean, his post gets a lot of attention, a lot of interaction. So I guess, man, people are just gonna keep giving him what he wants, which is unfortunate. But yeah, some of the one of the things I wanted to point out real quick. Did you guys see that guy's post about the Hall of Fame? How there was like no, like it was just all white people in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that until now.
Yeah, so I mean he's right. There were all white people, but that post right there in particular kind of pissed me off because I just wanted to point out and remind everyone that Triple H gets a lot of hate because of shit like this, right? They want to claim that he's racist. But also, I thought it was pretty cool how we saw Naomi and Bianca at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, Naomi and Jade Cargill, right? WrestleMania singles match, non-title match. That doesn't get talked about enough. That was the first time two women had a non-title singles match in over like 20 years since WrestleMania 19 in 2006.
And it was fun. It was what it was. And I guess he kind of rectified one of the other things people are catching him on is that no black wrestler had won a big match at WrestleMania since he took over. And I guess with the New Day winning the titles, that could be like seen as kind of breaking that trend. But I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to make that point because I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get why some people get frustrated about that, but like, I mean, just there's other things happening too,
Yeah, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But yeah, that was it. That's all I had to.
You look like you have something to say, Draven. Should we move on?
No. Let me say my piece, then you can move on.
Say
it. Mr. Groins, M. Paint Chip, I'm going to call you fucking Paint Chip for the sake of my sanity. You are the exact reason that I hate wrestling fans. And regardless of what company that you root for. Now, I've made it very clear, I'm very pro WWE, but I'm not very anti AEW. Right? There's stuff they do that I don't agree with. There's also stuff with WWE I don't agree with. Same with you. But the fact that you sound like a fucking 12-year-old petulant fucking child who just got pulled off his mama's titty and now he's showing his ass because now at this point WWE is the fucking mama's titty and now he's found fucking porn for the first time and that's AEW to him. So he's going to go suck on this titty as much as possible, so to speak. Now, the real travesty with Mr. Paint Chip is the fact that somebody actually tries to reproduce with his fucking twat waffle. She is the real fucking victim in this fucking thing.
Holy shit, he's got a woman?
He's got a woman.
God damn it.
I don't know if they're children. I'm not going to say yes or no to that. But the fact that this motherfucker attempts to reproduce, the fact that he's got this woman so fucking blinded, she must be special.
She must be.
Must be special. For you to fucking be able to try to reproduce with this one, is this one going to be MLW now? When AEW fucking fails you, are you then going to go to MLW? Are you going to go to CZW? Are you going to GCW? Are you going to go to New Japan? CMLL? AAA? Oh, I'm sorry. AAA is a part of the WWE as well as TNA to a point. My point being, you need to go eat corn the long way before you piss off the wrong motherfucker, find exactly where you are, which, by the way, it's not fucking hard to find you. Not hard at all. 36 hours I could be there. Just putting it out there. Driving. 36 hours. Do yourself a favor before you piss off the wrong motherfucker. Or even worse, get me to fuck it. And I blast you on every one of these pro AEW, pro WWE, pro whatever fucking posts that you want to fucking do. This is the only time you're going to be fucking mentioned on this fucking broadcast, on this show, And this is the last time that Snug Wrestling, Dark Cordz, Draven Grinds, Heel Shit Podcast, Talking Shit, Nerd Shit, what have you. This is all the fame you're going to get. Do us all a favor and fuck off all the way to your mama's basement. Get that fucking computer. Take the keyboard to that fucking computer that you love oh so fucking much to type. Fucking anti-WWE. Actually, let me correct myself. Anti-professional wrestling. Fucking propaganda. Oh my God, I'm starting to sound like fucking Sean Morley. Slap me if you heard this one before. You want to talk about fucking chaos theory. You want to talk about you want to talk about fucking wrestlers and their fucking political views. You want to talk about fucking Dwayne and fucking Nick Khan trying to kick out Triple H. You, sir, need to go talk to a fucking wall, because that is the only way you're going to get your fucking point across, because you are either so fucking ignorant that you think your fucking word means a goddamn thing any more than raising my fucking blood pressure for the past 6 fucking days, or you actually believe this fucking shit. You actually believe the fucking vial that comes out of your fucking mouth. I don't know who dropped you on your head as a baby. I don't care how many paint chips you ate as a fucking kid. Off is the direction you need to fuck before you piss off the wrong motherfucker. Whether it is a fan, a worker, or God forbid, probably your fucking in-laws once they find out who the fuck you really are. Off is the direction you need to fuck. And that is the last thing I'm going to fucking say about it.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
we should go to our first commercial.
Well said.
We will be...
You should end the show with that.
We'll be right back. What up, Heel Faction? In today's day and age, internet security is of paramount importance. That's why today's episode is brought to you by Surfshark VPN.
That's right, my guys. Surfshark VPN, the newest affiliate of the Heel Shit Podcast. What does that cover? I'm glad you asked. Let me just put on these eyeballs because I'm old. They cover 100 plus countries. Free of ads, pop-ups, any bad cookies. Good to me. Got real-time defense, got webcam protection, data breach notifications in case your stuff gets out there and you don't want that to be out there. And it keeps your personal data protected, which means if you're in one of those states that have been banned by the capital P word, you can look your shit back up, my guy.
All right.
Yeah,
very
buddy.
Nice. So, if you use the link in the description, you can get Surfshark VPN for 86% off.
Say what?
86% off.
Holy shit.
And 3 additional months free, starting at just $2.19 per month.
You're shitting me.
No.
Holy shit. So, 86% off plus 3 free months.
Absolutely.
Mother.
3 options starting as low as $2.19. Just hit that link in the description box and get surfing safe with Surfshark VPN. Back to the show. Oh, thank you, Dark and Draven. Speaking of Surfshark VPN,
Draven's a twat waffle.
yes, April is their 7th year anniversary, and if you use the link in the description, you get an even better deal. You can lock in 2 full years at $1.99. Same link, better deal, all of this month. Have at it. Also, I want to remind everybody about the YouTube memberships. We basically have one tier, $1.99. It gets you everything: the membership videos, the merch at cost, all the members only stuff. We do have a $4.99 tier, but that includes like a Zoom call every month and more personalized communications. So feel free to check that out if you'd like. But we'd love to have you as a member.
Yep.
So come on and join us. What you got, Edgar? What's next?
I got a picture of his old lady. How?
All right, let's stop talking about him.
I
Okay.
was talking about his old lady.
Oh,
Okay. What
All
you
right,
got
you
here?
guys. So let's go over to Vegas. But do you guys want to do Monday Night Raw first, or do you guys want to talk about WrestleMania first?
I think we need to go through like the major matches of WrestleMania before we hit Raw.
Sounds like a plan. All right, night one. The major match for night one was a big triple threat match: CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And as we all know, we got swerved. I mean, we kind of knew this was gonna
We
happen.
talked
in
about
a
it as a
way.
possibility, sure.
Yeah. Seth Rollins ended up winning. He won the triple threat. He won the main event, and he also won himself a brand new wise man, Paul Heyman. That was a crazy way to end night one. I thought. I thought for sure it was going to be Roman Reigns. I knew Paul was going to turn on Punk. I was going to go for Roman, but he ended up screwing both of them and went with Seth Rollins. What were your thoughts on that, fellas, when you guys saw that?
You want to take this one?
Well, we're both going to have to talk about this.
Oh, I
one.
know.
So, what happened with night one has basically formed the next year of WWE storyline. Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman is what in 2025 is to what CM Punk and Paul Heyman was in 2012. It is a very dangerous combination of very cerebral minds. It's both storyline and in real life. To me, the turn on Punk felt more business. As with Roman, that motherfucker was personal.
Yeah. I saw a thing comparing the two faces, like when he hit CM Punk versus when he hit Roman. Like he was really upset that he had to hit CM Punk, but he had some venom in that hit to Roman Reigns.
Dude, I have never seen anybody hit a low blow and then rub that shit in there. I was like, who, Roman, my dog. I'm so sorry, but legitimately, I'm excited for where this is going. I was excited for where this was going before last night's Raw happened. We'll get to that in a minute. But just to kind of rehash something that happened 13 years ago. I know you said last week they've been going to that well and rehashing stuff. Some's worked, some is not. This almost feels like, and you probably saw it online, and I thought about it this morning before I jumped on anything, and people's kind of following the same mindset. This feels very Evolution. Does it not?
I have not seen that, but kind of, yeah.
You put Paul Heyman in the line of Ric Flair. You put fucking Seth Rollins in the place of the Game. You put Braun Breaker in the line of fucking Batista.
So who's the next one?
Who said there's had to be a fourth one?
It doesn't have to be.
But if I have to say, and you're going to pull somebody in that legitimately needs it, for it to be like the future, not just the muscle.
I know.
You say Logan Paul, you could fuck all the way off.
All right, never mind.
I say it's time Austin Theory breaks away from that down under bullshit, and you put him with that faction. You make him a Paul Heyman guy. You make him a made man. He will carry this business for the next 15 years, regardless.
Yeah.
But for him to get in that kind of a faction and be taken seriously again,
yeah, he could be. I mean, he's definitely a better heel than he is a babyface. He could be good, but when I was watching, they did it really well. Like the whole, the fact that he did both of them dirty, like they built the drama. Like the story was beautiful. They made that shit happen. There was nothing really about the match that stood out for me. The only thing that stood out for me that match is the spear counter into the pedigree. That's the only move I even remember from that match.
But that's been rehashed. I mean, they were doing that since 2015.
Yeah. So I didn't think the match was particularly done. I thought the closing storytelling was great. I still don't know why. Like, Seth is the man without him. Like, he didn't need a mouthpiece. He didn't need any of this stuff.
Isn't that what makes it exciting, though? Like, I'm excited.
No, I am too. I'm good with it, especially after last night.
But also, let me make a point on that. You say Seth doesn't need a mouthpiece. Punk didn't need a mouthpiece 12 years ago. And that's what made that dynamic so good. If Paul can work off of Seth like he worked off of Punk, we're going to have gold.
And I think for me, what makes it so exciting for me personally is Paul Heyman's track record with people like Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, and now Roman Reigns. When they got with Paul Heyman, it feels like they pretty much took over the industry. They took over the company. They won all these championships. Seth Rollins already has accomplished a lot. But you add Paul Heyman to that mix with Seth Rollins, I mean, what is he capable of now? That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an exciting time.
Yeah. But the big takeaway is the fact that Night 1 of WrestleMania is basically formed the next year of storylines for Raw.
Yep.
Yeah, most definitely.
So other than that, any major match from Night 1 that we need to discuss?
Not really.
All right, let's go to Night 2 then. Let's start off with John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Now, this match, for a lot of the things people have been saying after the match, it's been more negative than positive.
Yeah.
I guess for me, it was a little bit different. Being there in person, I really enjoyed this match.
It's not what it looked like on fucking TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Well, besides the finish, I was still hoping Cody Rhodes was going to win, but it makes sense that John Cena won it. The crowd popped big for it. But I guess the people at home were kind of nitpicky about it. They didn't really like it. It was too slow. It was this, that, the other. But what did you guys think about the match overall?
You go for this one.
I liked Cena's different movements. I liked him taking a lot of time between his two shoulder blocks and his movements into that. It was still him, but you could feel almost the apathy in it. I would have been completely fine with the turnbuckle thing and him winning off of that. But as soon as I saw Travis Scott, I was like, fuck this whole thing. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, man, I mean, me being like a big fan of his music, and I know he's a big star, and they want that mainstream attention, but it's just like, of all people, like just him. That's all it took for Cody Rhodes to go down.
Yeah, like, no Rock, no anything like that.
Nothing.
So here's my takeaway from it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the promo we had Friday night with John and Cody?
Mm-hmm.
What was John's closing remark before doing an eye poke?
I don't remember.
I don't have to out wrestle you.
Oh yeah.
John didn't out wrestle him. He outsmarted him.
Yep.
There's a reason he is a GOAT. There is a reason he is now the record-breaking WWE 17-time world champion. Heel John Cena is probably the most dangerous man in professional wrestling because he knows every shortcut, he knows every dirty tactic, he knows all of it. But because he was always baby, because he was always the one that did hustle, loyalty, respect, because he was basically the Hulk Hogan brother of our fucking era, he didn't have to do that. Same thing with Hogan. Hogan was the same fucking way.
Yeah.
And what happened when he turned heel? He was the most diabolical, hated motherfucker of that generation.
Yep.
Now, granted, Hollywood Hogan had a much longer run than what heel John Cena's ever going to have. But I think John can capitalize on his minutes here. That's the Dustyism. Maximize your minutes, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And by SummerSlam, he will be the most hated. And I'm talking about more hated than Dominic Mysterio 6 months into the business. I'm talking about worse than Nuclear X-Pac heat. He's going to be the most hated man in professional wrestling by SummerSlam, bar none.
Oh, yeah.
Probably to the point, even this motherfucker over here is going to be like, fuck John Cena.
I doubt it. I doubt it. What did you think of the match?
Some people are saying that he already ruined wrestling, but like in the worst way possible. I don't know, man. I get what you're saying, Draven, but I was also at Friday Night SmackDown. People were booing Cody Rhodes.
I boo Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, and then when John Cena won, the whole fucking place popped for John Cena. Like, yes, John Cena's a heel, but people still love him. People are still cheering for him.
Because the era of a straight babyface and a straight heel is long gone.
Yeah.
The fans are going to love who they love. It is up to the worker, the wrestler, however you want to put it. It is up to them to either make them hate you or make them love you. And for John Cena, he has 20 plus years of all these fans loving him, looking up to him, and idolizing him. And he has only 27 dates left to brutally break that down.
Right.
And I think he can do it.
Yeah.
I think so
As far as the
too.
match itself goes, I mean, I loved it. I mean, I was like, I was screaming off the top of my lungs. I had a great time watching it. I
heard
I wanted Cody to win, but
I heard Ariel Helwani saying how he doesn't feel John Cena's heel turn. It's not authentic. He's not acting enough like a heel. And I was like screaming, he doesn't think he's the heel, motherfucker. He's just done. He doesn't think he's the bad guy. He feels like he's vindicated, validated from everything that he has been through.
You saying that, it kind of reminds me of something. Remember what Roman Reigns used to say? I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm the guy. Fucking John Cena.
Yeah, I mean, it would be one thing if he went heel, traditional heel, but he doesn't think he's the bad guy. And he plays the role perfect of someone who's just sick of the fans' shit.
And who better?
Who better?
Nobody. Austin couldn't fucking do this.
No.
Dwayne sure as fuck can't do this.
I think it's funny because I can just envision like that whole "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chant. Like the polls had flipped. Like everyone our age is now like, "Let's go Cena," and now it's the women and children. They're like, "Cena sucks."
and me.
Ain't you?
Yeah, I was chanting Cena sucks.
Oh, and let's not forget about that one fucking 11-year-old got called out on Monday Night Raw. That motherfucker is going to be a fucking serial killer.
Who?
That 11-year-old, he fucking called out on Raw in London.
Oh, God.
The one they had the fucking close-up of him and all the John Cena merch. He's like, I'm breaking up with you most of all. And he's like, his soul crushed on camera.
Now, that kid needs to make it his life's work to join the WWE and call out John Cena out of retirement. And be like, I'm going to be your
what a
match.
storyline that would be.
Oh, man.
Cena comes out with a fucking IV bag and a fucking wheelchair. You got some old dude just like trying to play the trumpet and it kills him.
That kid should use that as motivation.
He should. I think he needs therapy, though.
100%. That kid is fucked.
We saw his world shatter on live TV.
Dude, little did we know, he just became Randy Orton's biggest fan.
Yeah.
Punt kicks and cutters everywhere.
He's going to kill everyone named John he ever meets for the rest of his life. All right. What we got next?
Well, there's 2 more matches that I wanted to talk to you guys about. They're not
Jake, how you
considered
doing,
the big
brother?
matches, but
Prodigal son returns.
is there any other big matches you guys want to go over before we go on to these other ones?
Did you want to talk about the Jey Uso match? I mean, it was really all right, real quick. It was very underwhelming, and the finish was retarded. They completely ruined any mystique Gunther still had. Like he puts the rear naked choke on him, and 2 seconds he's tapping like a bitch. Like Gunther should have passed out from that shit. We don't tap out. Big guys don't tap out. The fuck?
Especially not really known for submission wrestling. Here's the only thing I can think of in this particular situation. Gunther saw that if he didn't get out of this quickly, it was going to get bad. Let's call a spade a spade. Edgar, I beat the fuck out of your brother. I bathed in his blood while you were zip tied with the most incredible fucking zip ties of all time on the fucking ropes.
Toughest zip ties.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, kayfabe. If you got a hold of me and put me in a fucking choke, you gonna fucking let me go?
Damn. I mean, if it's for the title, I want to take the championship away from you.
By any means necessary. But this is more than just the title. I bathed in your brother's blood on national television 2 feet from you, and you couldn't do a fucking thing.
Me personally, in my mind, the worst thing I can do to you is beat you for that title. So as soon as you tap out, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you live another day.
Yeah, but how tight would you have that choke on?
To look, in Gunther's defense, right before that, Jey Uso hit Gunther with a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know how many splashes, a spear, a super kick. Gunther was already done. That chokehold was just like the nail in the coffin. I'm going to beat you with your own move. And he tapped out quick because Gunther was already done anyway.
I mean, maybe I just think with a big guy that you've let have a 300 and something day reign, that he shouldn't tap out that quick, period. I mean, I would have much rather seen him pass out or at least hold on for as long as possible, try to reach the ropes and fail, something like that. You got to keep him strong. Otherwise, the last year, it hasn't been shit.
Shit. I mean, to me, it made sense. To me, it made sense. That's the move that Gunther has been putting out people for, like you said, over a year.
No, I mean,
yeah.
No, I'm not saying he shouldn't have gone out to the sleeper. I'm not saying that at all. I'm talking about he barely had it cinched in before Gunther was tapping. You know,
I recommend you guys, if you guys have time, go back and rewatch it and see how many moves Jey Uso hit Gunther before that choke.
I get that.
Jey Uso didn't have to do that choke on Gunther. Gunther was already done. But he did it anyway, kind of as like a, you know what, I'm going to beat you with your own move because fuck you. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I get that. And I can also get where you're coming from. Maybe the finish, and this would just be me. I would have had Gunther passed out. I'm not going to tap out to my own fucking choke.
No.
I'll pass out. That makes Gunther look strong as fuck getting out of that. Jay gets the fucking win, and it's more valid. And to me, and I guess we'll go ahead and talk this little tidbit of Raw. The fucking hissy fit he had last night on fucking Raw.
Oh, Jesus.
Kind of works well with what he did at WrestleMania.
Kind of.
He's fucking embarrassed now.
Yeah.
Now for the first time in almost 300 days, he has no title. Kaiser's not with him right now. He's all alone. He is a bully trying to puff his chest out to keep everybody in line. And that's not going to happen anymore. Yeah. For God's sakes, Michael Cole was ready to beat the fuck out of him. Michael fucking Cole. Broke nose and all.
Dude, I was losing. Look, during that segment when he strapped McAfee in, I was like, look at all these guys jumping in from the crowd. What the fuck? Like I didn't know what the hell was going on. I guess they were with Pat.
Either way,
but
it felt good. It felt good. I loved it.
But yeah, I felt bad for Pat. I'm happy that he stood up for Cole. I don't know what this means going forward for him, if there's any kind of a feud between there, or I don't know if McAfee wants to wrestle anymore.
Pat can go.
Pat can go.
Say what you will, he is a pretty damn good wrestler.
Yeah, no,
I think if they put Pat versus Gunther, that'll really, really make Gunther look like a fucking goofball.
That'll make him look like a bully. I'm not saying that's going to happen.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
I'm not saying that Pat would even have a chance. He could wipe the floor. I mean, Gunther could wipe the floor with him.
He's gonna have to get some back on Pat McAfee does.
Oh, Grande Americana.
Fuck.
Oh, gracias.
All right. Any other matches you want to talk about?
Yeah, just really quick. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the Joe Hendry Open Challenge versus Randy Orton.
We have
he got a
very
huge crowd
different
reaction, but
I was really happy that Randy Orton won. I knew he was going to win no matter who came out. But he really jobbed the shit out of the TNT World Champion.
The what?
The TNA World Champion.
You heard that, right, Edgar?
Wrong company, yeah.
Yes.
Wrong channel.
Too many buttons.
I mean, he just dog walked him. Like, not that he should have won, but it should have been a little bit more competitive than that. 5 minutes.
It was like 3 minutes, huh?
And I knew when the RKO was coming. As soon as he turned around, I was like, it's done. Here it comes out of nowhere. Ended like that. I love that Joe Hendry had a spot. It opened, they filled it. Awesome. But he's their world champion. He's got to get a little something.
Well, I mean, what, David, you got any comments on this?
Oh, yeah, he does.
I'm with you. I think Joe, for the first time in history, representing a once rival brand on WrestleMania as a world champion.
Huge.
You were here with me.
Absolutely.
You saw the fucking tear. It might have been alcoholic by my choice, but I fucking teared up because I've always been a TNA guy. Like, I've always wanted to see that brand succeed.
Yeah.
And it's not just because my family was invested in it and they've wrestled in it and it's like the place I've always wanted to work. It's always been that little engine that could, and it's always been that one company that regardless of whoever's fucking tried, it's never fucking died.
Yeah.
Even though there's times I wanted it to die.
When they didn't have TV deals, when fucking Dixie Carter ran it straight underground. Hey, come on.
The Global Force merger, that was rock bottom for me. And that's when Cody fucking came in. Cody was one of the Global Force champions.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was the next gen champion. Anyway, I felt like a proud dad watching his kid. And it's not really necessarily Joe Hendry. It's the fact that TNA as a brand was represented on the biggest show of the year.
Yep.
Say what you will, regardless of the company, WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of all professional wrestling.
Yeah, without question.
The match itself was good. I think it did what it needed to. We all knew Randy wasn't going to basically work that fucking hard, considering it wasn't Randy, or Randy, it wasn't Kevin.
Right.
I like the little comedy spots with Hendry setting up his finish, and he's like, "The fuck no." I love all of it. I even love the finish where he did the fucking turnaround right into the fucking cutter. Loved it all.
I loved that.
I loved it. The only gripe I have, and it's probably one of the gripes you have, is that when everything was said and done, the bell was rung, and he was giving Joe the rub. He ate another cutter.
Yeah.
That's the only. I was like, maybe that was a bit much. You know, Randy, this is your 20th WrestleMania. For sure, this is Joe's quote unquote right now only WrestleMania. Give him that moment. Let him suck that shit in. Now, granted, to me, I also feel like that was a fucking test from Hunter. Like, all right, kid, if you fucking do this, you're a made fucking man. Once your TNA contracts expire, we'll fucking bring you in. Which is very likely to happen.
Yeah.
Joe's been on call for WWE whenever they need anything. And he's been a company guy. We'll talk about company guys later with Karrion Kross. But I've had no issue with this. I loved it all. It was just, the cutter just felt like it was a bit much. The second one.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah, what do you think, man?
I thought it was awesome. I don't understand like why people are so upset about this. Like the last time Joe Hendry was in WWE, not NXT, but WWE TV, I'm pretty sure was when he was playing Rusev's lawyer, which was back in like 2015 or something like that.
Yeah.
Now he went from that to facing Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And I'm just like, I mean, there's only so much you can take. Like, get what you can take. Like, you're on the main stage with a major star like Randy Orton. Like, so what if you got beat like in 3 minutes? Like, in a way, Randy still made him look good. Randy was like doing his pose and everything. And I just saw an interview with Joe Hendry talking about this. Joe Hendry was like, I was pretty much presented to all of WWE on that day.
Yeah.
So kind of like what Draven said, like, hey, you know, maybe when his contract in TNA is up, he's going to come to the WWE and people are going to know who he is. A lot of people already know who he is, but now the WWE hardcore audience, every WWE fan is going to know who he is now. And all he needed was 3 minutes. So,
I mean, it's huge for him. I just get flashbacks to, you know, them embarrassing outside talent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not one screaming on social media about it.
Groins.
But I just thought that I thought he deserved a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I thought that was amazing. I popped huge. I'm not the biggest Joe Hendry fan, but I popped huge because
it was
like,
a huge deal.
The day before that, I was at WrestleCon. He was just walking around like nothing. I'm like, holy shit! I just said hi to him. Just said,
well, damn.
Someone said his name. He appeared somewhere else. Who said your name?
Someone's at my door. Actually, give me a second. Talk amongst yourself.
All right, we're gonna go to a commercial. We'll be right back.
Looking like a bitch over there.
Vodka, Evolve, Castell. Indulge in the Red Revolution.
With the cars, breaking all the rules. Bosses in the game, always playing it cool.
All right, we are back, and you are back at your good timing.
You said his name and he appeared.
Did.
All right, fellas. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is the return of Becky Lynch, or should I say, Becky Hogan is what people are calling her in the IWC. What did you guys think about her returning and winning the tag team championships like that? after taking 2 bumps and being gone for so long.
I could. Becky's fine, but I didn't need her. Like it could have been one of the badass NXT girls that stepped up for Lyra. It could have been. I don't need to see Becky again, like anytime soon. She was like, I guess she was the best wrestler coming out of the 4 horsewomen, but I preferred Bayley.
Second best. She was the most popular.
Yeah. But
Did we ever find out why Bayley got pulled out?
She got hurt, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Must have got hurt training or something. What about you, Draven?
I was happy to see Becky. I'm not gonna lie. I also called it.
Yeah, you did.
Let me make that clear. I called that shit.
Yeah, you did.
I won $20 on that one.
Very nice.
I also said when we found out it was Becky that I was like, they're going to win the titles. And you looked at me, he's like, why? I was like, you know what? I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I know politics.
Yeah, true.
I was also fucking 4 deep into a fucking party pack, so leave me the fuck alone. The match itself kind of felt discombobulated. I will say the rematch last night felt 100% better, and I wish that was the match we saw.
Yeah.
Actually, I can say that about a lot of the matches on Raw last night. I mean, they had a good Raw after Mania. Let's be real. It was
A lot
really
of
good.
people said the Raw after Mania was better than WrestleMania. I was like, oh my god.
That's kind of crazy, but
I would say it's as good if you take night 1 and night 2 and like just look at it as a whole. The only way this made sense for me is exactly what happened last night. If we want to go ahead and jump into that now, we can. If not,
no, I think we have to explain the.
All right, so last night we had the rematch for the Women's Tag Team Championships, which, why the fuck they have a Women's Tag Team division is beyond me. Becky lost with Lyra, so Liv and Raquel are a 4-time Tag Team Champion, which, fuck whatever. But the fact that we have an established veteran now going around as a heel, I think is going to help the women's division.
Yeah.
Because Bayley's not going to be it. Bayley's too over as a babyface at this point. I just don't want them to basically give her the Hollywood Hogan treatment. Don't make her this unbeatable war machine, because let's be fucking real. She's 5'4", 5'5".
She's tiny. Yeah.
She's 120 pounds when she's soaking wet with a bodysuit.
Yeah.
She is not that viable of a threat. She is not 2017 Becky Lynch.
No.
She's not that badass anymore. She's working off that legacy. For me, you had a better chance of putting Chelsea Green in that fucking slot and telling me that she was a fucking badass than fucking Becky Lynch at this point.
Yeah, I mean it. And you know, I'm now convinced that this was not how the match was going to go last night if Bayley stayed in the match.
Mm-hmm.
I think they put Liv and Raquel together for this title reign to keep Liv from being in the main event scene, like temporarily. Give her something to do that's important while she's not in the main event scene.
And it keeps her away from Rhea.
Right.
We don't need that right now.
So I don't think they would have lost the law. So like you said, it had to have been politics. They were probably like, hey, can you do this? You don't have to work that hard, whatever,
X amount
whatever.
of dates, X amount of money.
And she was probably like, I got to win a title.
I mean, she's at that point in her career. She could do that.
I don't know why
she's not getting the Hogan treatment. She's getting the Charlotte Flair treatment. Becky is.
She's getting the Triple H treatment.
It's like, I mean, isn't that why people hate Charlotte so much?
No, I hate her because she's a mutant.
Well,
she didn't sweat.
Yeah, that's something nobody's
70,000 people in that arena sweat. One lizard did not.
She had no
What happens
sweat on her
when you're-
face the entire match.
What happens when you're an athlete, a great athlete,
Right.
Yeah.
like Logan Paul?
Yeah. Let's bring Samoa Joe on here and you fucking say that.
No, I think this was all supposed to happen, but not right now. I think the fact that Bailey got injured kind of made them like call an audible and be like, okay, we have these plans in action. We have to do this now. So that's why they did the whole hot potato thing with the belts, and they took it off her and then made her turn on Lyra. And I think eventually the whole plan was to have Lyra versus Becky for the Intercontinental title. But my thing is, why does it always have to go back to Becky? Why can't they just make new stars? Why can't they just be like, okay, let's find someone, push them, have them feud with Lyra, instead of just bringing back Becky Lynch again?
Why is
She
it
goes
always
away and
why
then
is
she
it
comes
always Bailey in the main event slot? Why is it always Rhea in the main event slot? Why is it always Liv in the main event slot? Why is it always Bianca Belair? It's because the name draws.
Yeah.
You want to put legitimacy on the IC women's title. Becky Lynch is the person to fucking do that. All due respect to everybody in the women's division right now. Everyone's where they need to be. Becky was the only fucking wild card that can bring any legitimacy to that title, that can do something with it. Because if you bring Rhea down, if you bring Liv down, if you bring Bianca down, if you bring Bailey down, it is a step down right now because they are in the main event picture.
Yep.
Becky was the only audible to call to make that title relevant. And I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they did something similar with the U.S. title. Even though Chelsea's had a hell of a fucking run with it. She's made something out of that.
Yeah.
But she hasn't made it relevant yet.
Right.
Did Becky make the NXT Women's title any better than it already was, or the feud with Trish Stratus? Did Becky help anything at all since her last run in WWE?
So that's kind of a fair point. I would say the Trish Stratus feud was pointless in the beginning, so I had no hope for that.
Right.
But Becky getting the NXT Women's title, I do feel put some legitimacy back on it because remember, at one point, nobody in this room, including that motherfucker Elwood over there, gave a shit about NXT, especially when it got really colorful and it was 2.0.
Correct.
So for them to do that, I mean, they did the same thing with the NXT title and they put it on Dolph Ziggler.
Yep.
Becky was in the right place at the right time and was the right person to fucking do that. And it did bring legitimacy back to the NXT women's division. And since then, what has happened? That whole division has fucking thrived.
Yeah. And now, as much as, I might not be her hugest fan, she is a lot of people's biggest,
There is a lot of
people love her.
Oh yeah, people love Becky for sure.
I mean, she came out and they had a camera pan to this girl who was crying that she came back. You can't buy that kind of connection. So I understand why she's always kind of put in good spots because she's loved.
She's Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair was good.
Yes.
Damn. The other thing too that kind of irks my soul is the comparison that Lyra's always getting compared to Becky because they're both Irish and because Lyra has 2 belts now. They're like, oh, look at
Lyra was also
Lyra.
trained by Becky. That's also overshadowed. It's basically teacher versus mentor right now.
Right.
And right now, for Lyra to get the win over Becky for the IC title will bring legitimacy to the title, but it'll also bring legitimacy to her career.
Yeah.
Not saying her career is not legitimate enough, but it will bring her to that next step to where when she's ready to drop that IC title and go into the World Women's Division, nobody can say, oh, she doesn't fucking deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm all for this if Lyra beats Becky.
And I think she will.
then all of this would all actually mean something, I think.
Yeah, I think eventually she'll pass the torch to her.
Yeah, I mean, we got what 2-3 weeks until Backlash. I think they said. So they got a lot to do in such a short amount of time. If they're going to pull the trigger there and not at Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
Which that would also be a good place to do it. Give it more of a build.
Yeah.
Either way. All right, we got anything else tonight?
Well, I mean, we
Yeah.
kind of already talked about the main event at Monday Night Raw with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Did you guys want to go in a little bit more in depth about that?
Go for it.
Hey man, I'm excited about this group now. I've been a big fan of all these guys. It's something unique, something different, something new. Braun Breaker's career is about to fucking skyrocket. I see him mowing over Roman Reigns. I mean, he's gonna be a huge star.
I'm telling you, this is Evolution 2.0. They're once again rehashing something that's going to fucking work.
Yep.
Now, obviously, they're probably not going to call it Evolution. They'll have their own little catchy thing or whatever. But this is going to do to Seth Rollins what it did to fucking Triple H. Yes, Triple H was a multiple-time champion before Evolution, but this Evolution is what made Triple H the locker room leader on camera and off camera. And I feel this is going to be the same thing with Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I thought for sure Braun Breaker was going to be Jey Uso's first opponent after losing the Intercontinental title. I mean, I had a feeling he was going to be in the main event picture or in the main title picture, but I was not expecting this. But this is so much better than him going after Jey Uso.
Dude, I'm so excited for this. Really, more so for what it's going to do to Braun's career than for Seth.
And for the potential fourth guy.
Right.
Because it's got to be more than just Braun and Seth in this. There's got to be a third active roster member in order for this to work.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
a faction has to be at least three wrestlers. I mean, you can't just have a tag team, then they're just a tag team.
That's my point. There's got to be a third guy.
I mean, but it's a 2 versus 2 situation right now. Do you guys really think there has to be a third right now?
Yes, because the heels are always going to have the numbers advantage.
Yeah, and when whoever faces who at Backlash, I don't think they'll do Braun and Roman. Do you?
It would definitely main event.
It would definitely main event.
If Roman's on the marquee, it main events automatic.
Yeah,
but I could see the fourth member helping Braun win that match. Like that's how he's revealed. Ooh.
I don't know.
I mean, I gave my thought on it earlier, but something else has got to happen here for that to happen over here.
Yeah.
You said Austin Theory, right, Drayden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still so embedded in the A-Town Down Under thing. That's got to either break up quick or that's got to break up like as this new formation's happening.
As much as I would love that, I don't see them just putting Austin Theory, just shooting him straight up to the main event, especially after the way he's been booked the last few months. I think it has to be someone with like a lot of like potential, like Braun Breaker did. Like we all knew Braun Breaker was going to be huge. I mean, he was getting booked that way. But I mean, I can't really think of anyone else. Rusev?
Fuck no.
Fuck him.
Fuck all of him.
And I know I was just playing around earlier, but Logan Paul beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
That could be the catalyst for the fourth member, but it wouldn't be Logan.
Cross?
Mm-hmm. Think of that fucking promo he cut yesterday morning. That wasn't a Karrion Kross promo. That was a fucking killer Kross promo. Yeah. And what if this is a good way to fucking rehash that character in WWE? Obviously be under Karrion Kross.
Yeah.
but you put him with the biggest fucking faction, finally give him the fucking spot he deserves.
I'm good with
And
it.
at that point, you can bring fucking AJ into the babyface side. Because now, Cross can blame AJ for this since you didn't want to fucking do what was right. I'm going to do the fucking shit for you. And you're going to sit back and watch all this chaos, basically.
Damn, this wild, man. This is
Dude, we can fantasy book all night long. I'm on my bullshit.
That was dope. But I think we've run out of time, fellas.
Oh shit! Yes, we have.
You want to do the pleasantry, sir?
Fuck yeah, sure. We'll do it. Goddamn kid. Anyway, don't forget this coming up Sunday will be Hill Shit Podcast with your boys Dark Cordz, Draven Grimes, where I think we're going to be doing finally the African American episode coming up this weekend. Correct?
I believe so.
I think we pushed it back a week, so yep, we will have that one. More details to come in the coming days. We will put a post out. Don't forget, as always.
Well, let's give a little bit more details so they know we're just not talking about black folks. Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
We're talking about how black wrestlers have been treated under Triple H as opposed to elsewhere.
I like mine better. It was more of a cliffhanger.
Not a cliffhanger I wanted. All right, I get the emails.
What
do you mean your show's on African Americans next week?
Yeah, you do that, and then you ran about fucking politics, and I'm the one that listens to the shit. Fuck off. Anyway, don't forget, next Tuesday night will be Weekend Wrestling with your boys, Dark Cordz, Draven Grimes, and this beautiful, sexy motherfucker's a definition! I can block your shit!
Hit me up at Snug Wrestling. I got a bunch of WrestleMania content from this weekend.
You were fucking drunk.
I was drunk all weekend.
God
There's
damn.
a lot of funny videos on my stuff. I talked about what I did and what I got access to with the Silver Priority Pass. You know, for the people that are wondering how much money I spend and all those fun details, go check it out now. It's out on YouTube. And I got so much stuff coming up, including with you guys, hopefully. Got a special episode planned. So, yeah, check me out, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Leave a star rating, leave a review at Snug Wrestling. Please and thank you.
Of course, of course. Also, breaking news. TFK will be in St. Petersburg this weekend. Rip Ruiz and Draven Grimes will be at Tampa Bay Pro competing. First time this year we've been on the same show, so it's going to be fucking exciting. Fuck Rip's driving. Please pray for me. It's going to be fucking wild, fam. And let's see that. Once again, the YouTube memberships, $1.99 gets you everything. You do the $4.99 gimmick. You got the Zoom call. We got some personalized other shit we're going to be doing for you guys as well. Actually, we need to get together and get that Zoom call date marked down this week, and we will fucking post that shit by Sunday. And last but not least, time to fucking pay bills, Draven. Don't forget the merch. The merch is beautiful. As always, we got Forbidden Kingdom merchandise. Check out the fucking Wolfpack hoodie and my boy wearing. You got the 316. Thou shalt sacrifice thyself for the voluptuous. We have Heel Shit merchandise. We have TFK. We got Dark Cordz, Draven Grimes, Rip Ruiz. Fuck Logan Paul. I wanted those to sell out. They did not fucking sell out. I was kind of disappointed. Paul Watcher shirts, shorts, hoodies. Still working on the dildos. And with that, I think we're good.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. For Draven Grimes and Edgar from the Snug Wrestling Podcast, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. Peace.
Shit podcast, where the bad